Oh, what's going on, Chode Slice? Yeah, you. How you doing? Sex? If any of you are wondering how I'm doing, I guess I'm doing okay. I'd be just a little bit better though if I had about 5 clones of myself, so I can help myself out with myself. So 2 weeks ago we checked out the new Gojira song, Born for 22 Things, and I promised you guys a drum lesson for it, so here we are, Steven. I'm not sure if I'm still gonna do a full playthrough for this song. Since I'm doing this lesson video, I'm pretty much playing all the parts for you anyways, but a lot of you did ask for both, so I'll tell you what, if you get through this lesson video and you still find yourself saying, Fammoth, this isn't enough, we need the full cover too, then maybe I'll consider it. I just don't want to, milk too much content out of just one song, but hey, if it's what my viewers want, then, yeah. And if I know anything about what my viewers want, it's Raid Shadow Legends! If you didn't know by now, Raid is one of my favorite games. It's a dark fantasy RPG, and it just hit its 2-year anniversary this month. Happy birthday, oh my god, it's the dragon. Oh man, now the cake is burnt. Raid has hundreds of characters to collect, customize, and battle with. The best part is that it's completely free to download and play, and you can play on your mobile device or your computer. Raid thought it would be fun to ask me some questions this time too, so alright, what do we got? If you could be any champion in the game, who would you be and why? I think I'm gonna have to go with Seducer. He's got the long hair already, just give him a beard, take away the abs, and If you could date any champion in the game, who would it be and why? Oh boy. You know what? War Mother. I bet she could make an excellent pot of beef stew. What I also love about Raid is how many different gear combinations you can use on your champions, and it's really fun when you're building specific teams. And make sure you join a clan so you can help take down the clan boss and get extra rewards every day. Since this is the 2-year anniversary for Raid, the next 6 weeks are packed with special events and tournaments that are going through the middle of April. And they're finally about to launch the first ever clan versus clan tournament, and I've been waiting for this for a while. If that's not enough, we also have a brand new faction coming called Shadowkin, and they're about to release the first new champion for that. Oh boy. Use the link in my description or scan my QR code, and each new player will get the Epic Barbarian Jotun, 100,000 silver, 50 gems, and 3 ancient shards so you can summon new champions right away. Jotun is a beast. He's great for the Doom Tower and several other areas. Make sure you use this guy. This free stuff will be waiting for you right up here in the inbox, but only for the next 30 days and for new players. You can find me in Raid under the name 66Samus, and I have 3 different clans in this game, so you better hurry up and get in here and join one. And as always, good luck, happy raiding, and I'll see you guys in there. Oh, yeah. Listen up, class, it's time to begin the lesson. Achtung! Since I've never really done a lesson video for a song before, I wasn't quite sure how to approach this one since there's many different options. But what I did here is I transcribed the whole song, we're gonna break it into each part, then dissect the beats and fills from there. Yeah. And if for some bahi reason you just want the full drum transcription and you don't want to watch this video, I'll go ahead and upload that to my Patreon where you can get it for just 1 Dalai Lama. Okay, so the first beat of the song, we have the intro march. And I should let you guys know right now, you do need to be somewhat decent with your dynamics to play this song. Well, for a lot of Gojira songs, for that matter. It's pretty important that you really emphasize those accents, and the ghost notes are just as important to add that extra sex flavor. So this intro is a nice, simple triplet march on the snare. That's right, triplets. There's a 5-stroke diddle at the beginning of every other measure, and we've also got the kick drum pumping every other quarter note. I should also assume that some of you are super beginner and can't really do diddles yet, so I'll play this march first without the diddles. And since I'm making this easier, the key thing to focus on here are the accents where you want to be playing the drum at full volume. Easy enough, right? Now we can add the diddly-doo-dahs. I couldn't really tell from the music video if Mario is doing single strokes or double strokes for these diddles, but you can really play it either way. Just do what's more comfortable for you, as long as you're getting the same sound. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. And after 8 measures of doing it this way, we're then going to add more bass drums. We're going to add a kick to every single quarter note now instead of every other quarter note. And after doing it with the extra kicks for 8 measures, we then complete the march with a 7-stroke roll and come to a stop. Although it kind of sounds like he's doing a 6-stroke roll, I'm not 100% sure on this one. Maybe Mario actually did that on purpose, just to fuck with me, so I can show it one way and then he can say, haha, wrong, you suck! Okay, next we have verse number 1. The thing that I found the most tricky with this beat is that the accents on the snare aren't the same in each measure, so there's a little bit of memorizing to be done here. In the first measure of this beat, the snare drum is played on the 2nd and 4th quarter notes, so let's call this beat A. But in the next measure, the 2nd snare hit is played on the and of the 4th quarter note, so we'll call this beat B. So beat A would be 1, 2, 3, 4 for the first measure, and for the next measure, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and. See what I mean? There's also a few sneaky ghost notes thrown in here as well, and where you play the ghost notes will depend on if you're doing beat A or beat B. For beat A, we have one ghost note on the 16th note of the measure, also known as the of 4. So 1E and a, 2E and a, 3E and a, 4E and a, right? And for beat B, the ghost note is on the 8th 16th note of the measure, or the of 2. 1E and a, 2E and a. So we've got 3 measures of that, and then the fill, which isn't too bad. But then after the fill, we now do beat B first before playing beat A. I know this makes it a little confusing at first, but here's the order. So you play A, B, A, fill, and then B, A, B, fill. Good? Boom, we're done. On to the next beat, which I call the chode riff. Luckily for this beat, the snares are always in the same spots, so we don't have to worry about any off-time Bach-isms here. But we do have some cymbal chokes that need to be played with one hand, while the other hand is still on the ride cymbal. I could be wrong, but I listened to it with headphones, and I'm 99% sure that there's still a ride hit being played during those chokes. However, in the 7th and 8th measure of this beat, there are 2 cymbal chokes in quick succession of each other, and I'm pretty sure there's no ride hits under these, just because of how difficult it is to do those fast chokes twice with one hand. It's also worth noting here that the very first measure of this chode riff is the only measure out of the rest of the chode riffs in the whole song that has a kick drum hit on both the 1st and 2nd quarter notes of the measure. Some of you might not even notice that, but that's one for the scholars. We also get to have a little bit of double ride fun in this beat on the 2nd and 6th measures. There's a little 5-stroke double bass roll, and each kick has a little ride cymbal on top of it. I'll assume that most of you guys don't have 2 ride cymbals though, so that's why I'm just doing it on my one. And for the fills here, pretty simple. The end of the 4th measure is just 2 tom slams with the kick drum, just dun dun. And the end of the 8th measure is a 9-stroke roll, 4 on the hands, 4 on the toms, and then ended on the crash. Okay, so now that we've played the chode riff, we just go right back into the verse again. And luckily, it's literally the exact same everything as the first verse, including the ABA fill, BAB fill pattern. Oh, you're... After verse 2, we're back into the chode riff again, but only 4 measures this time instead of 8. And it's pretty much the exact same as the second half of the chode riff from the first time, so we'll have those double cymbal chokes before the 9-stroke fill that goes into the next beat. Easy peasy titty squeezy. Yeah. Alright you guys, we have reached the chorus. Whee! Besides the crazy pattern on the ride, it's a fairly simple beat. There's a couple of ghost notes thrown in just for sex, excuse me. But let's focus on that ride groove that you're all exploding in your pants about. I know it may seem insanely hard, but once you understand what's actually going on here, it's really not that bad. You just have to be decent with math. After all, drummers are mathematicians of the Lingapist order. So here's your first pillow for this beat. It's not an odd time signature. We're still in 4/4, so you don't have to go tricking your brain into thinking that it's harder than it actually is. Pillow number 2, the snare accents for this beat are actually in the same spots as if we were just playing a normal slow rock beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess first, let's start this one from scratch, get rid of all the ghost notes and the ping-pings. We'll just focus on the basic beat that's behind this lick. So if we're just paying attention to those snare accents, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the next thing we can throw in is either the ride cymbal or the kick, since they're both playing the exact same pattern together anyways. I guess we'll start with the ride. I don't know if there's really an easy way for me to explain this pattern. It's just one of those things that you have to slow down and play over and over until you get it down. But let's start nice and slow with it. Once you get that down, just add the kicks on the exact same hits as the ride cymbal. So now that we've got that, we can add the ghost notes on the snare. And for this, we're literally just filling all empty 16th note spaces with a ghost note. So just subdivide 16th notes while you're playing this pattern on the ride and kick, then make an effort to fill in each spot with a ghost. And normal speed. Oh yeah! Okay, after this we are back into the verse riff again. Once again, nothing has really changed since last time. Just smooth sailing now through verse number 3. Oh boy, we have come to the ping-ping riff. This is that sexy ride lick from the chorus, but now we're just playing it as this beat. And it's the exact same way that we play it in the chorus, except now we're just doing the whole pattern 4 times. All right, we're almost ready to get back into the chorus a second time, but first we need 4 more measures of the chode riff. This time we have the double chokes in the first and second measure instead of later on, and the fill going into the chorus is some nice thunderous toms. All right, we're back into the chorus again. This time we're gonna play the full thing 3 times instead of 2. There are some slight variations in the drumming as well from the first chorus. There's a couple more double tom fills this time, but nothing major. It's still pretty much the same beats. Let's do it. After this, we're gonna go back into the intro march that we already know, but we only play it for 8 measures this time. First 4 measures are the same as how it starts in the beginning, and then the next 4 measures are gonna have the kicks on all 4 quarter notes again. And just like the beginning, we're gonna stop it with that 7 or 6 stroke roll before the pause. Are you guys ready for the first breakdown? I love this riff. The guitars are playing the verse riff while the drums are in halftime just slamming it. It's great. This beat is pretty simple too. You can even sing it. And it just repeats. Let's start it out slow. Even the fills at the end are almost identical, except the second time we're going to hit the snare 4 times before shifting to the toms. The first time is 2 time. Oh boy, you guys, home stretch, 2 more parts. After this, we're going back into the ping-ping riff again, same as last time, just play it 4 times, then you hit the crash for the pause before the final breakdown. Here we are, the heavy breakdown. Hope you're wearing a diaper. I almost had a difficult time learning the kick pattern for this part at the end, but then I realized it's the exact same pattern as the ping ping riff, just slowed down. Dun 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 dun. Once you have that pattern locked in your head, you can sit back, relax, and break it down. The fills at the end of each 8 measures, however, are a little bit all different, but they're not tough. You just gotta do a little more memorizing, yeah? And the last one isn't even really a fill. We're just choking the last couple of hits on the crash, and that's the end of the song. We've done it! With this formula, we've actually reconstructed Shelley's DNA. And there we have it, folks. That is how to play Born for One Thing by Gojira on the drums. So, what did you guys think of my little lesson here? Yeah? No? Please let me know in the comments below. I appreciate your feedback a lot more than you know. This did take a lot of time to put together, but if you guys really enjoyed it, and it really helped you, and if you want more of this type of content, well, you know what to do. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you all have a great week ahead. Maybe I'll catch you on one of my live streams. And this concludes our broadcast, Gape. Click.